Hey guys, this is Ghostwind Corsairs coming at you with another video log. Still don't know how I feel about doing these things. It's kind of a cop-out for me. I get the ease of using the camera and just talking as opposed to writing, but I don't know, I think they're kind of boring. It might be better to read. Anyway, let's talk about my current project. The goal here is to get a fully painted force, and as you can see, I'm almost there. I got a lot of detailing to do on the individual minis, but pretty much everything's got some paint on it. And this is my 1500 point army. We got a Farseer on a jetbike with 5 warlocks. Don't really remember the layout of powers right now off the top of my head. All the Farseer's got Doom, Fortune, and usually rocks Mind War. Sometimes rocks Guide, depending on the game, what I'm expecting to face. Then I got 2 9-man squads of jet bikes. Each squad has the 3 shuriken cannons in it. Then I got 2 Vipers with bright lances, 2 fire prisms. Each one I believe has hollow fields, and then I have a nightspinner in the background. Now originally when I started using the nightspinner, I always thought it was going to be kind of like a good tank for foot lists. You can use it to tie up the enemy models and make them slow down, but actually it works wonders in a jet bike list as well, because you outmaneuver your opponent as is, and then once you start slapping that difficult terrain on them, you just really get to control the battlefield and where models go. I know bright lances on Vipers tends to be pretty expensive, and most people don't go for it. They usually go with the more rapid shot weapons like scatter lasers or maybe even star cannons, but I chose to put the bright lances here. One, because the army as a whole doesn't really have a whole lot of how do we deal with land raiders and monoliths, and it's kind of a neat little surprise. People don't really expect it coming from the Vipers, and you can usually hide them better and things like that. So it's worked out for me tactically so far. I know you can link the fire prism shots and get a strength 10 AP1 shot, but then you're using 2 units of fire to accomplish the goal, and the fire prism templates can usually be used somewhere else, somewhere better. In a tournament I played in a while back, I ended up linking shots to fire at the land raiders, and I believe the Vipers at the time were rocking missile launchers or something. And what ended up happening is I wasted so many shots firing at the land raiders, I couldn't pop a bunch of paladins walking across the field. And those strength 9 AP2 templates, the focus shots, those really do a wonder against paladins. Then I got all the witchblades and singing spears and the Seer Council here, and you know they're strength 9, and you get a lot of attacks, but you know people don't really see the Vipers coming, and when they do, or when the Vipers do arrive, you know, it's usually a big surprise. 2 issues I'm kind of going through with the army here. The first is I got these Dark Eldar jet bikes in there. I'm not really sure what I want to do with them just yet. I know I primed them black because that's how I roll. Everything gets primed black, but I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence as to whether I want to replace them with regular Eldar jet bikes. The army theme was supposed to be Corsairs, and so I'm still kind of sticking with that, but I'm not really sure if I want to keep them as is and paint them up as Dark Eldar jet bikes, get rid of them completely, or try and modify them to be more like a Craft World bike, maybe with some plastic art or green stuff to kind of take away the scary sharpness and paint it in the colors of everything else. I kind of want to do them as Dark Eldar jet bikes with it'd be a nice contrast in the army, and I mean as you can see right now they sort of pop out of the squads. But I'm afraid that I'll get in tournaments or something where they're like no proxies or whatever, and people will throw a fit because I got Dark Eldar jet bikes in there where Craft World bikes should be. So I figure if they were painted and modified in my colors, then it would probably be okay, but I don't know, I don't really want to. It's never been a problem, but it could be. Second issue I have is these 2 squads are almost identical. One has 2 Dark Eldar bikes, one has 1 Dark Eldar bike, and that's usually how I set them up to tell them apart. But the problem is people on the battlefield don't know that, so they tend to get them mixed up. And one thing I was looking to do is some kind of squad markings, and I wasn't really sure how I was going to do that. I could easily do it with the flags that they get, but I've only got one bike with the posts. The posts tend to break off, so I don't usually use them. Another option I had was I was going to paint kind of like the Siam Han, the nose cone markings that they get. I was going to kind of do that in a bleached bone on the top of the craft. I thought that might work out, but then it kind of covers up the paint scheme. So, and I kind of suck at doing the stripes. But those are two issues I'm having with the Army. So if you have any thoughts or feedback, please leave a comment below. And that's essentially my 1,500 points. It's worked pretty well for me so far. I've actually had pretty good success against Grey Knights, which is something that most people seem to cry about these days. The Grey Knights, they're so awesome, blah, blah, blah. Well, if you're faster than them and you have enough insta-kill weaponry, it tends to work out. Once you get them on foot, they get pretty slow. At least the Paladin spam armies. I probably have a lot tougher of a time with normal armies. Now, the other thing I'm coming across that I see a lot of people, they don't really like the jet bikes in big squads. They field them in squads of 3. And I was thinking about that while I was kind of mulling it over in my head on why you would do that. And I was thinking about what this list would be like if I had 6 3-man jet bike squads instead of 2 9-man jet bike squads. And I think overall in objectives missions I would be pretty successful, because you'd have to take out 6 squads instead of just 1. And it's a 3-man unit, and if it comes under fire, it pretty much would get toast. But I mean, if you had 3 units fire at a single squad here, it would probably wipe out the squad anyway, so that doesn't really change anything. The big changes, though, would be that I'd lose some of the shooting, and I'd lose I'd get wiped by morale a lot sooner. And I know a lot of people are like, well, who cares, they don't shoot very well as is, the ballistics go 3, they're only using shuriken catapults. Well, I really don't fire the shuriken catapults. I like to go with the shuriken cannons. They do a lot of work, actually. The strength 6 tends to get through the armor 10 vehicles really nicely, and I've had no trouble getting them around to the backfield of most vehicles and just blowing them up. I mean, it's not really that big of an issue. I've had no problems with 6-man squads doing that, and the extra 3 bikes, it just adds another shuriken cannon, which increases my chances of success, and it just sort of adds to the durability of the squad, I think. You got to lose 2 or 3 of them before you have to make your morale test, and it just really helps them get along. So I'm a fan of the bigger squads myself. Also, as you can see, I haven't done anything at all with the snow. I still have that one snow base there. Haven't really spread it around to the rest of the bases. Most of them are still unpainted even. But I do like the idea. It's something I need to continue. And then I had a little accident over here. This guy lost a shuriken cannon. But yeah, that's what's going on with the Army. And let me know what you think. If you have any ideas on how I can mark the squads, or how I can modify, or what I should do with these Dark Eldar jet bikes, let me know. And I'm kind of a nice guy. I'll probably do that. So let me know, and I'll talk to you later.